All right, everybody, I'm live finally. Make sure you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Sorry about that. I set up the live stream, went to take a nap after I set up the live stream, and I didn't wake up nearly on time at all. So, sorry about that, guys. I hope you all are having a good night. If you've never been to one of my live streams before, it is simply you ask your questions, I give you my answers, and they're worth about what you pay for them. So, that is what it is. So sorry about being a little late. I set it up for 5:45, and that's that. I'm gonna shout out the chat, even though most people aren't here. Um, so Dan O'Neill, 67 Rebel SST AMC. So make sure you get a comment in. Tactical Futtery, yeah, long time no see, dude. Yeah, see it'd be a long shot. Yeah, I know I'm late. Thunder Kirk is here. David Walcott, it's doing well. Hunter Kirk, hi everybody. What's up, Trigger Bar Philosopher? Let's see, Kenai Don, nice to see you. All right, just moderators tonight. There you go. Chris, how's it going? Chris Heisteman. All right. Where's Chuck changing diapers? Yeah, I wish. Trigger, what's your thought on Arrow's M5 7.62 but 308? It's not directed towards me, but I'll answer the question. Yeah, I think the Arrow is really good. Just make sure you don't get one with a heavy barrel. I got a heavy barrel 6.5 Creedmoor 18-inch, and it's great, but it works great. There's no issues, but that is. I made a chat for everyone. Yeah, sorry about that. Has anybody seen 411 Legend on the shelves? No. Be interesting to see the 100 grain Extreme Defender out of the 400 Legend. That'd be awesome. Turkey's Opinion has a video. Almost got an M5 upper when they were on sale the other day, but missed the deal. Yeah, that's the one thing about Arrow Precision. By the time I put the deal out, half of them are gone. By the time I even put the deal out on my Facebook and Arms, or actually not Facebook, MeWe and Arms Directories page, they're gone by the time I even put the deal out. So if you haven't been to my Arms Directory or MeWe pages, go check them out. Big deal. It helps the channel a lot. So here I'll type in my Arms Directory page right now. Get that pulled up. Of course, I'm typing it too fast. Caps lock is on. Go. And pull it up here. Got about 190 members on my Arms Directory page. It's pretty cool. 191 members, and let me just type it in here for you guys so you can see what is going on. And that's probably the best way to help the channel is go buy something on the deals over there. All right. Yeah. Never enough Glocks Hunter, never. Yep, there you go. Yeah. Yep, I have that M5. I have mine's in 6.5, but it works great. Yep. And then technically my 22-250 is an M5 build. It's an M5 upper receiver, with just a different barrel. It's an M5 build, so there's nothing wrong with the quality of the build with my 22-250. It's just the barrel is so long and it's not a heavy barrel, so it whips a little bit for accuracy. Be more interested if we had straight wall regulations. Yeah, the 400 Legend, I get it. That's on the EA. Alongside 1911 would be great. Yeah, EAA. I'm not sure about 1911, but the EAA 10mm can handle it. It's fine. Just get a Glock 40; it'll handle it. Yeah. Fusion Arms has a 7-inch model coming out. Okay. North through Washington, I've seen so many fires. I've probably PTSD. Yep, that's because they don't allow logging anymore. People don't realize how related those things are. I know Chuck would say KKM. Yes, absolutely. Do not get a lone wolf barrel. You're wasting your money. You'll have to ship it back. It will not feed right out of the box. So, all right. Hello from Tennessee. What's up, Dave Posey? Any suggestions for 22 250 dies? Thinking Lee. I have a Hornady press, and the Hornady dies are much more reliable. Bullet seating is much more exact with the Hornady dies. So if you unless you're doing like precision reloading like Creedmoor dies from the Creedmoor Sports or doing some type of match dies that are 200 or 300 bucks. If you're just looking for regular dies, the Hornady dies seem to be the best, but they're harder when they break. Like they're harder to get apart and stuff like that. So how was the hunt? Not so good. I'm gonna put in a video about what we did. My cell phone died, which is why I haven't put any videos out lately, and I'm trying to get my cell phone back and do that kind of thing. But so I didn't take any pictures. We didn't get a caribou. We should have had a caribou. Long story. I'll put a video out on it, but it is what it is. 10 mm 1911. 45 1911 is just there's no point. How you doing, Kenine Don? Glad you're back. Thanks for do that. I'll be lurking now, cooking. Cool. Yep. Sorry about that. Yeah, I set the uh stream up for 5:45 and then I fell asleep and didn't wake up until my wife woke me up at 6:05. It's like, "Oh, sorry." So, yeah, very unfortunate that I didn't get one. I really need meat in the freezer. So I guess I'm just going to hunt at Costco again. Yeah, and I hadn't killed anything in years now. I don't know. Anybody want to come let me hunt in the lower 48, like hunt deer? If you got a place where you can get like 5 does, like let me know. Like if I could stack up some does on a food plot somewhere, let me know. Um, yeah, I'd love that. I'm bringing my 6.5 284, hunting with a rifle, and is what it is. So let me know. Um, is what it is. We did see a lot of caribou. We also hiked out 5 miles to be by ourselves, and we hiked to a river we could pack raft out, and we couldn't pack raft out. So, or we could pack raft out. We weren't by ourselves. Excuse me. We did pack raft out. It was a great pack raft. Um, it was a fun float on the way out. It was one of the funnest parts of the trip, but we could not, absolutely could not do that. We could have hunted those there. But yeah, I don't have a lot of them here. My boy is talking apparently. So there we go. That's my wife. Don't anybody hit on her. All right. So, hi, buddy. So, anyway, make sure you go to visit the arms directory page. Check it out there. That kind of thing. I can help you out in Tennessee. Cool. Yeah. When does David? When does your season run? Like, when if I had to fly down there, could I fly down there and like over Thanksgiving weekend where I don't have to take a days after school or over Christmas break and not take any days off of school and get a couple of does. I don't want to shoot anybody's buck, but get a couple of does, put the meat on there, freeze the meat, put the meat on the airplane. So yeah, I'm still hunting moose. So and I'm hunting moose where if I see a caribou, I can take one, but it won't. I probably won't. We probably won't see a caribou. Um, well, we saw one there bear hunting. That was that weird caribou. If you saw that short, um, yeah. As long as you had a good time, shame about no being on the ground. I don't have a good time unless there's meat on the ground. Odd summer, eh, Chuck? Yeah, it was a really odd summer. So I'm back to doing the Tuesday night thing and here and it was an odd summer. Like I'm glad summer's over and glad summer's over and we can get back to school because I just do not want to do that. So hey man, hope you're having a good night. Well, it's a good night now that I got a nap, I guess. Sorry for everybody else that was waiting on me. Um, thanks for your patience. I guess would be the right thing to say. Um, that's that. So my nieces were here last weekend, and they did they deprimed over 1,500 pieces of brass for me. So that was pretty nice. I was pretty happy with that. Do you salmon dip net? No, I'm kind of against it. I don't like it. I want to go rod and reel, but I did once. I did once. So, would you recommend upgrades for Howard 1500 other than the chassis, or just use it as is? Man, just use it as is. Is it shooting well? If it's shooting well as is, why would you upgrade to a chassis? Um, you know, is it a heavy barrel or is it a lightweight barrel for hunting? All those things play into the factor. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. 6.5 Creedmoor, Iowa 1500. Especially if it's one of the newer, lighter weight models. Yeah, do it, man. Do it. Brownells has some good deals on those. Make sure you check my MeWe page, but or my arms directory page. I'll try to put some out. But they have Howa 1500 barreled actions, and you can get a barreled action and get a stock for it and pay a lot less money. So, is what it is. Thoughts on Boyd stocks? I have not. I'm familiar with them. I have never used one. I've thought about getting them before. Um, my issues, I mean, they pretty much offer only wood stocks. Now they have wood laminate, which is much better, but wood is pretty much for supposed to kind of be for letting us for hunting in the lower 48, not for up here in Alaska, where it'll expand and contract with the cold and that kind of thing. Um, but the laminated stocks will probably do a little bit better. So I'm wondering if they have anything else now. Yeah, I was wondering how heavy they are, Dan O'Neill. Thanks for letting us know. All right, have a laminated on, cool, but a little heavy. Yep, that I appreciate. That I appreciate. All right, so plans on the channel. We've got a coming up. We got a body armor test. Still got that in the queue, and then maybe this weekend I'll go film some more. So anyway, it's on 1022 too. So it's heavy if it's on 1022 and you say it's heavy. So yeah, that. So yeah, coming up, plan on filming some another 300 Win Mag versus 7mm Rem Mag. This time with the Hornady Power Shock, or no, the Federal Power Shock, excuse me. And then I've got some other stuff planned, and we'll see how it is. PSA Micro Dagger. Are you going to get one when they come out? If I can afford one at the time. The Micro Dagger slides have already come out. You can go to their website, and if they're in stock, you can get a Micro Dagger slide and put it on the G43X frame. The issue is not so much right now; it's the frame. So the Glock 43X 48 is not a Gen 3 where the patents have expired and anybody can clone and copy it. It is considered a Gen 4, Gen 5. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the patents are not expired. So it's just something to think about. Something to think about. I have a Boyd's at 1 on Remington 30-06. It's lighter than the factory stock. Okay, cool. Especially now a Boyd's that's lighter than the wood factory stock or lighter than a synthetic. Boyd stock on Ruger American 450 Bushmaster turns the gun into a fantastic rifle. Easy fit. Just need to be able to either bed your recoil lug yourself or get somebody to do it for you. There you go. This thing drilling holes, beaver hilt tail front is very nice. There you go. Wood. Makes sense. Nope, don't have a 300 hammer, man. They don't give me calibers just for being on YouTube. I wish they did, but not that big or that popular yet. But 300 hammer. I mean, it seems like it's a nice concept. It's like the supersonic 300 for AR-15 size platforms. But my opinion is, if you want a 30 caliber in an AR-15, just get you a lightweight AR-10. Get your Ruger S-Bar. Get your what is it, the POF Rogue or something like that. That's super lightweight, or get you a pencil barrel, um, ballistics advantage upper that I've put on the site before, and get you one of those and call it done. So, what powder is best in 7mm rim mag? In my experience, Reloader 22 has been my most accurate powder, along with IMR 4831. So, those two have been best for me. I haven't loaded with many other powders for that caliber. So I literally loaded with Reloader 22, set the bullet where Barnes said to seat the bullet, was going to play around with the load, got out there and it shot 3/4 of an inch. And I said, done. It's a 145 grain Barnes LRX. I have a 26-inch barrel and I was getting 3150 when it was 40 degrees. So I know they say Reloader 22 is temperature sensitive. So far, I've actually gotten higher temperatures with it in the cold than I have in the summer. So that's that. So yeah. Oh, have a good one. Have a good one, Justin. 17 HMR, 17 Wisdom. Depends on what you're doing. I mean, if you're trying to hunt wolves and coyotes at long distance, you get the Wisdom. If you're gonna stick to under 300 yards, gets the HMR. Both of them are gonna blow around in the wind like crazy. I'd much, you know, if you're looking for a fast caliber to really get out there, you're better off getting a 22 250. Which mine is probably going to be for sale. My 22 250, just the upper, probably going to be for sale. So that's that. Do you like 9mm? Yeah, I love 9mm. Shoot it all the time. Yeah, fun to shoot. It's cheap to shoot. Um, I've had, I have as many 9mm as I do 22s, including my kid's gun. I think I have 6 22s, and I've got 6 9mm. So, is what it is. All right, made your rifle shoot better because it's adjustable length of pull and cheek riser. There you go. Cool. Yeah, I really like 9mm just for practicing shooting. I mean, it's cheaper than any other one. I think around if you go to Three Bears, you'll occasionally find boxes of 9mm for like 15.99 here in Alaska on the shelf, which stinks because you can get them 12.50 online, but then you pay $1 or $2 shipping. You're not that bad. So I would definitely say, yeah, get a 9mm and shoot it. Even if you don't want to use it for protection, it's too small. Get that. Yeah, my my favorite 9mm is the G34, Glock 34, because I'm a Glock fanboy and is what it is. I actually like the feel of the Beretta APX better in my hand, but it just does not shoot as well. And then I like the Smith& Wesson 2.0 better, but it just wasn't as reliable at the beginning before I sent it back and had it, worked on by Smith& Wesson. So, what do you think of the Beretta 92? Very reliable gun. If you bought a new one, you didn't have one that was shot out in the military. Very reliable gun. It's a fantastic gun. Feels too fat in my hands, too fat and bulky. The 92X or the 92, what is it, A3 or A4, much better guns. So is what it is. So yeah, G34 is where it's at, baby. I agree. Yeah, this is a good assessment. 17 Wisdom is harder to find than 17 HMR. I have the Wisdom, and finding ammo can be difficult. I'd say the HMR just for the ammo availability. Yeah. So, is what it is. What should I do if my 22 250 rifling is too far than my mag allows? Okay. This is a good hand loading question. I've had this problem just about every 270 I've had. If you're trying to reach out and not touch the lands, but get about 20 thousandths off the lands of the rifling, and then the bullet is way too long for the magazine. Um, so there's these things called nodes, okay? And I've barely studied it compared to a lot of reloaders. So you might want to look it up, somebody else's opinion. But everybody thinks as they get that bullet just perfectly off the lands, you get the best accuracy. And that's usually true. But those lands move over time and they get worn down, and throat erosion is real, and it happens especially in 22 250 where you're taking a lot of powder and shoving it down a small hole to burn. Especially in 270, same thing. Anything that's overboard like that, you really got to get the 30 caliber before you can start getting things that aren't overboard and don't have that humongous throat erosion. And maybe 7mm. But having said all that, you can actually, there are nodes where the barrel, if you push the bullet back, there are accuracy nodes where you can set it at this depth and find an accuracy node where it's nowhere near touching the lands. and that you maybe even there's another node a little bit farther back and another one a little bit farther back, and it's just all how that bullet does that bullet vibration. So what I recommend doing is setting the round to what the book specifications are, and then going from there. So total expander copy. I have never used Defiant munitions. They're not available up here. So, all right. What do you prefer the G40 or what? Or you mean why do I prefer it? Long slide. Long slides tend to shoot very smooth. Um, better trigger than a regular Glock. Long sights. It's an MOS system, so you can put a red dot on it if you want to, and they shoot super smooth and super accurate. So, is what it is. All right, Gonzo Griff. Greetings of all as well. Hey, how's it going, sir? Or madame? I don't know who you are. But yeah, there you go. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Appreciate it. Bear sled, 44 5-inch versus 5.5-inch Red Hawk bear sled. Maybe we'll see. Hey Dan, Kate, Don with your Boyd, 30 cents. Remington was at 700. Yep. What's up, Jason? Hey, my cell phone's been in the drink. Can you go shooting this Saturday? Can you message me on Instagram? Yeah, can you go shooting this Saturday? That'd be great. All right. Yes, David. With LW Road, Red Hawk. We'll see. Long and Blind magazine. That the internal magazine, yeah. Yeah, so with your 22-250 with the question, Henry Singleton, yeah, if you got an internal magazine, you can sometimes file out some of the wood on the front of the gun and get that to open up a little bit, but that's another thing. You can file out the magazine. You can convert it to take long action magazines. You could put like a stock on it that would allow long action mag bull magazines if you want to go that route. But yeah, just trying to find a different node, just backing the bullet up, obviously taking powder charge out if you need to, backing the bullet up until you find that accuracy node. It's there. I promise. So yeah, that's that. By the way, I'm the same distance west of Chattanooga as Cleveland is east. Okay, so not too far. So is that like close to Murfreesboro? I'll have to look on a map. But yeah, appreciate it, David. Yeah, so I could fly into Atlanta, Chattanooga, and do what I do from there. How many extra mags should one typically buy for one firearm, in your opinion? 10. 10. 5 to have loaded on hand, 5 to have springs not wear out, and you switch them out every year or 2 years. Springs don't really wear out comparatively like they used to, but they still do wear out eventually. So they're not going to wear out in a year or 6 months like they used to. But yeah, I would keep 10, especially if it's a carry gun that you carry often or SHTF project type thing. So would definitely keep 10. Yeah, the Boyd's makes it for anything you want there. That's that. No. All right. Well, some other videos we plan on doing is 300 Win Mag with the Norma Button Strike. We're going to see how well that penetrates or how much that does. So we're going to do that. We're going to do 6.5 PRC with the Barnes Factory LRX. So that's that. What do you think about the recent Chook video trash talking Glocks? I think Chook fails to realize that it was all ammo issues and that he's just going after views. Yeah, he's just trying to go after views. Yeah, now this is a big one. Yes, I agree. Make sure you test all your mags for functioning. Absolutely true. 100%. Why are you not a fan of the 45 ACP? Too slow? Yeah, foot-pounds energy is too low. The round is too slow. Um, it's not a good penetrating round for bear defense. I have 245, so like it works, but it's not a good bear defense for sure. So gotta get Glock fans to rally. There you go. Everybody who's a Glock fanboy, just go over to the Chooks channel and you know trash talk him in the comments. So we can all do that. So is what it is. I'm a Glock fanboy. Yeah, me too. What's your pick for a home defense shotgun? 870 or 590? Neither. I get an AR-15 in 5.56 with Barnes TSX, 16-inch AR-15 and Barnes TSX. Many reasons for that. One, I have 30 rounds instead of 5. Two, I get 11, 12 100 foot-pounds of energy, and the TSX is a great penetrating, expanding bullet. So I don't really have to worry about like over penetration like you do with buckshot. Buckshot can over penetrate, and then slugs can over penetrate. Birdshot can under penetrate even at those distances. Especially winter and stuff like that. So it is what it is. I'll tell you about that one personally, Jason. Jason, I don't know that I have permission to talk about what happened to that gun. So, um, yeah, not here online. So, 1911 10mm or something like a Glock, Sig, or Springfield. The only ones that are really reliable are the Glock or the Springfield. Um, and all the other ones for me have had issues. A good 1911, I've yet to find one that's affordable in my price range. So I might end up buying one of the Turkish guns and hope that it's good because the Turkish handguns tend to be pretty good. It's the Turkish shotguns that tend to not be pretty good. So I've been thinking about buying one of those. There's like 669 or something, but I got to have a hit video. Y'all guys just got to share the videos and you know uh, get the Patreon up before I can do that because we're trying to pay down stuff. So yeah. Um, to answer your question, though, if I had to pick one of these 870, it would be 870. Only because I have some of the older 870s before Remington's quality went to crap, and they are great. If I had to buy a brand new one, it'd probably be a 590. But the 870, if I can find an old one, if I can find an older shotgun, I get a Winchester 1300. It's superior to both of them by a long shot. Um, the Winchester 1300, it's a rotating bolt, so it pumps very, very smooth and very quickly. That's that. 62 grain TSX for that. So is what it is. Um, all right. Um, yeah, 1100 is a good one as well. Yeah, and I've got some 62 grain TTSX I need to test. Maybe we'll do that one Saturday too. So 460 rolling, maybe I've got the 45. I got the one Glock converted to 45 Super, and it actually jammed on me the other day, and it hadn't I hadn't shot it in years, and it jammed on a buddy, and I'm wondering if the buddy wasn't holding it tight enough or something like that. But it got to the point where I'm no longer carrying 45 Super, like I'm carrying 10 millimeters. So you think the Benelli M4 is a good bear defense gun? Yes, the Benelli M4 is a good bear defense gun. I do caution, though, the three-gun match users who run it really fast have said they can outrun the gun. So just let you know if a bear comes up and you go boom, 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 as fast as you can, you might outrun it. Just is what it is. Why get a 10 millimeter 1911 if you have a Glock and 10 millimeter? Because they're fun. Because I like 1911s. All right. So is what it is. So that's that. Fair assessment. Yeah. So that's the thing with guns that are converted 45 Super and 460 Roland. They tend not to be as reliable. And, you know, Sure, I can in that length of barrel, I should see 1,300 feet per second with a 255 grain, but I see 1,300 feet per second with a 220 grain, 10 millimeter. So both of them are going to penetrate right about the same because of the sectional density and the speed being about the same. Maybe the 40-60 Roland penetrates a hair deeper, so is what it is. So I think the semi-air match game is a wonderful bullet for a match. Yeah, they're accurate. Been around for a long time. They've been a gold bar standard for a long time. But for matches, they are not. They are not for hunting. They've been known to rip apart really well, and or not expand at all. I've seen it both happen. Yes, 45 gap is a dead cartridge. I don't know anybody would own one or buy one. In fact, you're probably gonna have to start cutting brass to make 45 gap. Yeah, there's no point to it. Really no point to it. You lose some rounds, etc., etc. I'd rather do that. Now the Game King I've not personally used, um, except on some whitetail, and it was fine. It did a job. So, do you upgrade any of your Glock triggers? No, no, I do not. So, all of my guns that are Glocks are defensive guns, handguns that are made for defense or for use in SHTF scenarios. So I'm just going to leave it stock where I know it's going to be reliable. I've tried upgrading a couple, the Glock 30 and the Glock 21, and especially converted into 45 Super. And I had issues when I started piecing together stuff. So it is what it is. If you buy a whole trigger set and replace it, you probably won't be that bad. But yeah. So, yeah, crazy it even exists, but I guess it's loaded to plus P spec. What are we talking about? The Gonzo Griff. What are we talking about? The 45 gap? Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, I'd like to see a 6-inch 1911 10 millimeter that I could play around with on the channel, have fun, shoot, review, shoot, do some chronographs with that kind of thing. So. Yeah, 45 gap. Yeah. Yeah, Glock tried to sell us on a brand new caliber, and it just was not happening. So, is what it is. People didn't want a less powerful 45; they wanted a more powerful 45. Come on, Glock. You know. So that's where they're. They tried to innovate, and now everybody complains they have lack of innovation. I get what they were trying to do. The 45 gap was meant to fit in a Glock 19 size gun, get you, you know, 8 or 9 rounds in that kind of size gun. And that way, because the 45 doesn't really need to be wider. It needs to be the magazine has to be thicker, longer front to back for the 45 ACP and the 10 millimeter. So they were trying to do what the 40 Smith and Wesson is to 10 millimeter, the 45 gap is to 45 ACP. So yeah. Unfortunately, so I said I was looking at one of those Turkish Gurzon guns, um, just to try it out. I know Clovertac has one on the channel, and it's been fantastic for him. So why not? You know, is what it is. So I know I'm from Turkey. Turkey is a NATO ally, though. So you got to remember that. Well, there is no Keltac. It's Keltec, TEC. Sometimes they have issues, but most of the time they're okay. So, is what it is. Well, everybody, I normally go a little longer, but it is 7 o'clock, and I would like to spend some time with my family before bedtime, especially changing diapers. Sorry that I got on here late. I apologize again. Thank you for everybody who'd been on here already, and I appreciate everyone. So, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thanks for stopping by. Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range. And don't forget to share the videos. Don't forget to go to our arms directory page. So that's that. One last question here. Keith Reese had a good one. 130 grain TTSX or 150 grain Fusion in 308 for deer and hogs in Georgia. I'm leaning towards the fusion for the big expansion. I think you're going to get good results from either one. You're going to get better penetration on big hogs from the TTSX, just the bullet design. And you're going to get a lot flatter shooting. You can get that 130 grain TTSX flying as fast as a 130 grain 270. So you're going to get a lot flatter shooting if you're shooting over any kind of distance in those peanut fields in South Georgia. Um, but if you're in the North Georgia woods, 150 grain fusion is probably one of the best bullets you can buy. So uh, for deer, I would say the fusion. For hogs, I would say the TTSX. And the 130 grain TTSX. I don't know if you saw my video on it, Keith, but we got it flying at over 3,200 feet per second, and it's just from an M1A, Springfield M1A. So it's not even like it's a full length bolt action. So guys, thanks guys. I hope you're doing well. Have a great night. Henry, you're welcome for answering your questions. I hope I answered them well enough, or at least well enough you could go research my answers. So guys, God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range.